Welcome to the Cedar Valley Podcast. Consider this your inside look at what makes our region special. We talk about everyday life here in the Cedar Valley, the voices speaking up for progress, the ideas shaping our future, and the partners investing in our success. We believe community is built one conversation at a time, and we've saved you a seat at the table.
Hi, Sandy. Welcome to Coffee Talk.
Hi, Steph.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, today we wanted to talk about your Leadership Iowa experience because you just graduated from that last month, and it was a super cool experience. I know I was really interested to see all that you got to do. So tell me more about that.
Yeah. Leadership Iowa was definitely an incredible experience, and I was so happy to be able to represent the Cedar Valley in the Leadership Iowa class because I feel like Cedar Valley needs a little bit more representation on a statewide level. So the class starts in October and runs through May, very similar to our CVLI class that we have here locally, but it's a statewide level. So we take a couple of days each month, and the class meets in different communities all across the state, and we learn about different topics in each community, and we get to do tours of manufacturing facilities or schools, community colleges. We did a tour of the Capitol in Des Moines when we were learning about government advocacy. So just lots of really great topics that we got to learn about in each of the different communities. And it was really great to see. A lot of them really surprised me with amenities that they have that I didn't realize. And I was really happy to be able to host one of the sessions here in the Cedar Valley and get to show off a lot of the cool things that we have right here in our community.
It's such a cool program. What kinds of things did you get to showcase?
We were over on UNI's campus, and we got to see their new engineering building, and that was just a beautiful space. And of course, heading over there, we would drive by Gallagher Blue Dorn, and so I had to brag about Gallagher Blue Dorn, what a fantastic facility that is for our community.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody stayed at the Courtyard Marriott, which is right next door to our building here. And everybody just loved that hotel. We took over their reception area space for a little while and just kind of hung out. And it was just a great experience to see a John Deere building reimagined into something else, into a hotel. So that history there, I think, was really interesting to a lot of my classmates. And then we headed downtown Waterloo, and I got to show off the lights across the 4th Street Bridge.
Oh, cool.
That project was really something unique for our community, and people really enjoyed seeing that. I wished we had been here in the summertime so I could show off Lost Island, but I have invited some of my classmates to come in a couple of weeks, and we're going to go to Lost Island Water Park, so they'll get to see that as well.
I love that. I also love that you already went on a trip with one of your classmates too. So that shows that you really did build some cool, good friendships.
Yeah,
I love that.
Find some things that you have in common with somebody else that you would never have met otherwise, and get to continue those relationships moving forward.
Was there a favorite experience that you had? Or
I think it really comes down to the people that you meet. So there are 40 people in the class representing different communities all across Iowa. And so now I really feel like I have this network of people across the state in a variety of industries that I can reach out to anytime and ask them questions, lean on them for guidance or support. Or if we're looking for a contact in a certain community, now we have a lot more contacts than we had before. So I think certainly the people was my favorite part. Some of the communities, like I said, were just, I was pleasantly surprised by a lot of the amenities that some of the communities have, some of the cultural aspects, some of the key businesses that some of the communities have I didn't even realize. So I think it was just a really great educational experience.
What you said about the people reminds me so much of CVLI. That's what everybody that I have talked to before I even led CVLI this last year, people talked about their favorite part of CVLI was building the relationships that they built and the networking and meeting people that they would have never met before, even just here in the Cedar Valley. So I think that's cool that you had that experience at a state level too.
Yeah.
What kind of people were in the class with you?
It's all kinds of different organizations. We had the private school sector represented, higher education represented, people from finance, people from insurance, people that work at the state level, people that work for a manufacturer. So all different types of industries, and then all levels of professionals. Some are kind of just starting out, and some are a little bit more seasoned professionals. It's an application process, so they're definitely looking for one of those characteristics of up-and-coming leaders that they want to help develop. So very similar to CVLI, where we're looking for people that are wanting to expand their leadership skills or maybe just getting into leadership and need some of that basic coursework to develop their leadership skills.
So you went through CVLI here maybe a
Yes.
while back. I don't know how
A couple of years ago, maybe.
Obviously not in my time at Cedar Valley, but how would you relate it to your experience at Leadership Iowa?
Having grown up in the Cedar Valley, I was really surprised when I went through CVLI at all the things that I learned, that I wasn't sure how much more I would learn about the community, but I learned so much about our own community. It was such a worthwhile experience. I really enjoyed it. And then kind of taking that to the next level, going up to Leadership Iowa, going across the state. Like I said, there were definitely communities that I was very surprised by and want to go back and visit again. So they were both completely worthwhile experiences, and you develop so many great relationships in both of those experiences.
Yeah, it sounds very similar.
So now you've had a chance to take over CVLI and leading that, and I know you have a lot of great ideas for enhancing it and improving that as we move forward. So what are some of the new things that are coming up?
I think, well, I've tried to do this last year because I never had the privilege of getting to go through CVLI myself before. And so I really wanted to get an understanding of what the program was, why it has been so successful for all these years. And so I really got to see firsthand by leading it what made the program so great. And it really is the connections, it's the networking opportunities, but honestly too, it's so much of people getting to see the behind the scenes stuff in this community, things that they never even knew existed. So many people's eyes got open to things that they were never aware of, which was cool. So as you know, CVLI is a community leadership program. So it's not a leadership program meant to develop like leadership soft skills. It's really about how to create community leaders, community advocates, getting people really ingrained in this community. Honestly, it's a talent retention tool that we have at Cedar Valley because we want people to learn more about the community that they're in, so they want to stay and they want to support all the great work that we're doing. So I really want to continue with that as the focus, as it has been. So I think definitely not losing sight of that being the most important part of CVLI, but just thinking about it maybe in a little bit more creative ways. Like one example, and I think this is honestly because of feedback you've given me from Leadership Iowa, we've never done anything here necessarily with the arts and culture aspect of the community. And I think that was a part of Leadership Iowa, or other communities have arts and culture in their leadership programs. And, you know, we've touched on it here and there with economic development, but that's something that I'm thinking would be a really cool thing to add in this year is, you know, maybe it's giving people behind the scenes look at Gallagher Blue Dorn or, you know, something like how can we showcase our amazing arts and culture here a little bit more too.
As we learn about what attracts talent and workforce to come to a community, arts and culture comes up so much. So I think it's important to showcase what we have and to develop what we have. And if people don't know what we have to educate them.
Absolutely. I think one of the things I've always thought about this area is not that we have a lack of things to do, it's a lack of knowledge of what there is to do and how do we continue to uplift all of the amazing things and help people know where they can plug in too, because that's also a goal of CVLI is helping people understand after they go through this community leadership program, what can they do next? Bringing visibility to things that maybe they would have never thought about before. A few things that surprised me that people loved from last year, which I absolutely will keep in this year. They loved touring the schools, which say that it surprises me. It's just, it was encouraging that they were really interested in like the Cedar Falls High School, Waterloo Career Center. And it made me remember that most everybody doesn't have access to get into these places as often as like we do at Cedar Valley. So that was cool to see the engagement there. The other thing was also really cool for me because we do work in economic development was on the economic development day, we had a panel of 5 professionals and they spoke about all kinds of things that have to do with economic development. And they all had a different outlook on it and a different perspective. And it was so engaging and so interesting, even to me who does work in economic development. And I would definitely do that again next year. The other one that was so highly praised was our last day. We did a community challenge, a scavenger hunt, and they got to go around to different places that meant something different to them, like a place that they thought brought them joy or a place they saw as the future of the Cedar Valley. And they all kind of had their own way that they looked at it. And it was fun. They did it in their groups and had a great time doing it. So just things like that, that were really, I could tell were really successful, I will absolutely keep this year.
So for the CVLI upcoming class, what sort of applicants are you looking for? What other specific experiences or characteristics that you're looking for?
I think people that just really care about the community and wanting to make an impact in some way or another, obviously having some sort of leadership skills or the willingness to lead, I guess, maybe not the ability yet, but the willingness to lead, and not necessarily just at their employer, but after they come out of this class, this session, like the hope is that they become a community leader in some way, whether that's join a board, whether that's volunteer more. We want them to take initiative afterwards. So somebody that would be willing to do that and want to do that and dig in, people that are advocates for this community or have an interest in learning more and figuring out how they can jump in and support the work. Applications are due Friday, July 17th. So just a couple weeks. We are limited with the amount of people we bring into CVLI because we want them to have a great experience. So we do limit it to about 40 people.
When I went through Leadership Iowa, one of their components of it was their alumni association. And I know that that's something that you and I have talked about, reinvigorating with the CVLI class. So I was really excited when you were able to plan an alumni social coming up here in just a couple of weeks. I sent that out there to the CVLI class that I went through. So I'm hoping that some of those folks are able to come and I can reunite with some of my CVLI class.
I love that you did that with your class. I heard of some other people doing the same thing where they sent out an email to their previous class and told them to sign up for it. Overall, I just think it's so cool how the alumni, they just have such great things to say about CVLI. And so we really wanted to take the opportunity to bring those people back together and then also support the new class that just came out of CVLI and kind of build their network with the alumni too. We wanted to keep it very simple and easy and just a way to engage our alumni because so many programs do have alumni groups and kind of wanted to just test the waters and figure out what does this look like for us here in this community. And so, yeah, it's been really exciting to see the response. And we'll see where we go from there. There might be more to come.
Is the registration still open for the alumni event?
Yeah. It's next Wednesday, July 8th. It's from 4 to 6 p.m. at the tap room at Wonder Bread. And I'm excited that you're coming, Sandy.
Great.
I'll
I'm
see you
excited
there.
to be there, and I hope to see a lot of my classmates.
Good to chat with you, Sandy. I really appreciated your perspective on Leadership Iowa, though. That's helped me a lot with CVLI, so thank you. But
great. Well, I'm excited
enjoyed
to
the conversation.
Where you take CVLI.
Thanks.
So, thanks for the chat.
Yeah, have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Thanks for joining the conversation. More stories, updates, and voices from across the Cedar Valley coming your way. Stay tuned for the next episode.